Looks like we're having some problems.
Things my Russian father-in-law made me promise when I married his daughter that we would make him grandchildren very soon. That his grandchildren will speak Russian when they come visit him in Russia. And when, not if, we get sick of America, we'll buy the house next door to him and move to Russia. Which might be very soon. Things my Russian father... Your turn.
So yeah, we're gonna be behind for a little bit, see what happens, and hope this hand doesn't malfunction again. Stand for a little bit. Maybe do some B stars later on today, or maybe another episode of who knows. We'll do. Stupid. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I will do that now. Feet. So yeah, we're just out here for a little bit, killing a little bit of time, see what you guys are doing, and that's about it. We're just doing this for a little bit.
And then there are the gold keys. Well, gold plated and easy on the gold. In fact, now I come to think of it, hold the gold altogether. The car accessory business in Japan is worth £10 billion a year.
Wow.
But that's hardly surprising when you remember that land prices in Tokyo are currently running at a staggering £200,000 for 3.3 square meters. No one has a big house. The only chance you get to show off is out on the road.
Oh.
Hello everyone, thanks for being here. There's been a lot of buzz surrounding big name automotive YouTube channels lately, specifically Donut as of late. In case you're unaware, the recap goes something like this. Donut started as a relatable car YouTube channel with hosts that felt like our friends. They all had good chemistry and generally appeared to have a good time. Now, elements of that statement are still true, but as the channel grew, it caught the eyes of investors who have essentially come in and taken over Donut and have a large say into what type of content actually gets produced. This usually boils down to the lowest cost option, or in other words, what makes the most amount of money with the least amount of money. For guys like Jeremiah Burton and Zach Joe, this eventually went too far. After repeatedly not being able to make the kind of creative content they wanted and being flat out rejected in some scenarios, they left Donut to start their own channel and have been immediately and hugely successful. Admittedly, the vast majority of that success they have to thank Donut for to begin with, but I digress. But there's another host that's been inexplicably absent for a while. As arguably the face of Donut Media, James Pumphrey's absence was not going to go unnoticed. I realized this while binge listening to Past Gas and realized that for several of the most recent episodes, James was not reporting. At first I thought, oh, no big deal, they've all missed episodes before for illness, scheduling conflicts, time off, whatever. But they've always at least explained that's why someone was missing. With all these recent episodes, there's been no explanation given at all. Then I realized the past few videos on Donut's main channel were also missing something very key. There's no James. Again, I thought, well, he works on a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff as well. We don't know when or in what order these videos were filmed in relation to the posting. No big deal. But then Jerry and Joe left. Jeremiah Burton and Zach Joe announced they were leaving Donut to start their own channel big time. In the channel's first video, they gave an explanation as to why. And I feel like most of the audience was left a little wanting as to some of the juicier details of things, but I do think they did a great job of explaining what they needed to say without throwing anyone under the bus for speaking ill about a brand that was the springboard to their success. In this video, they also explained they wanted to start this channel to do more of the things they wanted to do, starting off with jokes as 14 build. A lot of people have speculated this is where James is headed, that he will join big time and be an on-screen presence. And there's good reasons for that. They're his friends. It would explain the recent absence. And I mean, James is marrying Joe's sister for crying out loud.
Uh-oh.
But while I do think that James is leaving Donut, I don't think headed to big time is what's going on here. And there's a few reasons why. Let's break a few things down. James unfollowed Donut from Instagram. In addition to not being in recent videos or podcasts, that just seems off. Then James wrote this cryptic post that was also deleted shortly after appearing. In it, he says, "I'll talk to you guys soon, hold tight," with a green heart and a lightning bolt emoji. His profile picture has also been a green circle. I'm not sure if that's related, but I do have a theory I'll get into in a bit. But last night, another post surfaced where James states he attended a Formula E event. This would explain his comment where he says, "Think again, I've just been out of town. And the emojis can be explained as go green or going green, and electricity being that he was at an electric vehicle event. But that doesn't explain the cryptic nature of everything, or why no one at Donut is saying anything about James. Like, at all. Not that they're like brushing things aside or, you know, skirting around the situation. Like, they're just acting like James never even existed. Also, in Auto T's video breaking down the crumbling of empires, if you will, in the automotive YouTube space, he interjects his own video a couple times to give the disclaimer that there were things he knew about before it became mainstream news, and was encouraged to delay his video until after that news was more public. We can all assume that's in reference to Jerry and Joe, but then why did his video cut short when earlier in the same video he includes a thumbnail for Big Time's first video? And at this time, that news was known. He wasn't holding anything back unless he wasn't talking about Jerry and Joe. James left Donut, and this is why.
So, I was hoping maybe we could.
James moved to California to pursue an acting career, and has indeed appeared in a few movies and TV shows. No roles that were particularly noteworthy, but it's a lot more than I've done. Donut has made James, and all the other hosts for that matter, famous. When millions of people know who you are, I feel like you've entered that celebrity sphere. And as you can imagine, that also gets the attention of people of influence within Hollywood as well. James has also mentioned several times on Past Gas that doing the podcast was his favorite part of the week, that he loved that medium and an environment where he could just be himself, talk with his friends, tell jokes, and connect with an audience in a more relaxed way. If James does have any kind of affiliation with Big Time, I feel like it would be in more of like a guest star sense, and or like on the production side of things. I don't think he would necessarily be involved in like builds, for example. Although yes, James helped with High Low and completely rebuilt his E30, that aspect of the automotive space never really seemed like that's what James just enjoyed doing. But I do think James shared a lot of the same sentiment as Jerry and Joe, in that he wasn't fully happy at Donut anymore. If James goes off and makes his own YouTube channel, not Big Time, but just his own channel, I think that is where that Instagram profile picture comes into play. I think that's going to be the background of his logo, and the foreground he'll reveal at a later date when he's ready to announce all this stuff. But I think James left Donut to pursue his acting career and or start his own podcast. If you're a fan of James Pumphrey, this may change the way you get to enjoy his personality and content, but short of just falling off the face of the earth altogether, the Kentucky Cobra himself should still be around to give his hilarious commentary and catchy one-liners. As fans of Donut Media, I feel like you're still going to like the things they do, but it just won't be the same, and after a while their viewership will start to decline. I mean, Top Gear just wasn't the same after Jeremy Clarkson was no longer a part of it, and I feel like this will feel like that to some extent. But time will tell. I personally think that, yeah, he's going the acting route and or doing his own podcast. That's just me personally, but I know we're all really curious to find out what the heck actually is going on.
Back in a minute. Yeah, man. You? Yeah, thank you.
channel. Yeah, we wanted to make sure you guys know that this is 100% our doing, our creative, our decisions, good, bad, and different. Yeah, this is us. This is something we've been, I don't know, very nervous about for a long time.
Yeah, we've also been dreaming about for a long time, and the time is finally right.
Yeah, so we thought it'd be best to give you guys kind of an explanation of why we're parting ways with Donut, what's to come, and kind of go back to the beginning of where we all started to build Donut to what it is today.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we're at a very familiar place, I think.
Yeah, my house. This is my house, in case you haven't thought of the Donut House. This is just where I live.
Yeah.
So we're back. You might recognize that car.
Yeah, that's a little peek of what's to come, I think.
But before we get to that, let's talk about our time at Donut and how we got to this point, and then what we're going to do next.
Yeah, so how, I think we came into Donut the exact similar way.
Similar way, same time.
Same time, yeah. I was